Hey guys, so glad to be back and talking to you a little bit more of anti-inflammatory foods and how to get them into your diet, right? So we talked a lot about this week about your body being toxic, and I want you guys to remember that inflammation sporadically is not necessarily a bad thing. If you think about a cut in an area or a bruise or something like that, there's increased swelling, there's redness, heat, pain, blood, all of those things, right? So to have your inflammation in those areas is pretty normal. But as it overreaches into your gut and into your actual health, this is where you run into problems like leaky gut or autoimmune problems, like we've talked about, fibromyalgia, celiacs, irritable bowel syndrome, diabetes, asthma, all of those things that we've already touched on a little bit earlier back on in the lessons. So, like I said, chronic inflammation is terrible for your system. So we've been talking about a lot of ways to stay away from those bad inflammatory foods. And I was looking at the list when I was researching all of this and looking down the list out of all the anti-inflammatory foods, which I posted below, and something started to become apparent. I was looking through different diets and ways that this could translate into creating a lifestyle out of all of this. And I started to realize that ketogenic diets were very based on this premise. Now, they didn't talk about inflammation and stuff like that, but I noticed that the foods that were okay and used quite frequently in ketogenic diets were the foods that my research was telling me to consume. Now, I want to be careful in saying this because I am not in a macronutrient ketogenic diet, but I am going to talk a little bit more about the diet that I have started adopting in my lifestyle. The two main things I want to talk about today so that you can start setting yourself up and getting ready for knowledge and making decisions in the future is that, number one, carbs and sugar and processed things have to leave your diet if your gut ever wants to heal and you ever want to lead a healthy lifestyle. And number two is that fat is not bad. In fact, fat is not the enemy at all. Good fat, nutrient-dense fat, is a way to that our bodies can use for fuel instead of burning sugar and carbs all the time. So, what I want you to be thinking about, and you can make those decisions for yourself as I go along, but decreasing those starchy, processed carbs. Get them out of your diet and remember why. Remember that you're healing your body from the inside, from the gut, all the way out. And when you look at the research and when you look at everything we've talked about, one of the easiest ways to do that is to get all those refined products out of your home. So your assignment today is to go through your home and look what could be causing all of those problems in your health, but not just your health, your plateaus, not having weight loss, having problems losing weight loss resistance and things like that. So go look at the culprits in your own home and you will be so surprised about how many there are. The second thing, if you want to cook with anything, use butter, use coconut oil. Don't be afraid of eating fat. Your peanut butters, oh my gosh, I eat almonds like all day long for snacks. Remember that these are foods that will not inflame your system. And when your system is healthy, when your gut is healthy, when you have a healthy biome in your gut, amazing things can start to happen. And the healing that's going to happen inside your body and the way that you're going to look is truly incredible. Just in the way that I have changed my diet, and we'll talk, like I said, more about that. Just with these small things alone, I have no more bloat. I don't have any stomach problems. I've lost weight and kept it off for the last 3 weeks. So regardless of what we talk about in the future, I just want you to really be thinking about these lists that we've just looked at all week and the research that is there to provide these, and looking at what is on those lists, right? Realizing that an anti-inflammatory food is high in fat, and that's okay. That an inflammatory food is high in processed sugars and carbs and things like that. Get those out of your system. So remember those two things as we're going along, and that's all I wanted to talk to you about today, because I know we've had a really busy week with a lot of information, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys, but I don't want you to be overwhelmed, okay? So next week, another really awesome topics coming up, but this week, like I said, just to close it all up, just to sum it all up for all of you guys, is get those processed refined carbs out of your house and out of your system, and you will so thank me, and your body will so thank me for that later. And number 2, if you are hungry, increase a little bit of that fat. All right, so lower those carbs, unless they're the healthy ones and veggies, and up your fat. And you're welcome. Bye, guys. I'll talk to you soon.